Yo, what's up, guys? We back. It's Friday. Friday. Let's get right into it, man. Let's get right into it. Hopefully everything stays up on my screen. Got one screen today. So we got a wrestler versus jiu-jitsu guy. I guess they made the wrestler do blue belt division, even though he's a white belt. Blue belt jumps. Wrestler's upset. Wrestler's upset, but blue belt's like whatever. Goes for the choke. I can't tell what choke that was, but that was it. That was it. It almost looked scripted. This is Baby Jake versus college wrestler. So yeah, that's usually how these matches go. Well, luckily the wrestler guy didn't slam the other guy, but I mean, great way to start our Friday, right? Great day, great way. So now we got Danaher. You guys love Danaher. I know you guys love Danaher. He's your favorite. And he's going to show us how to go from the down block to an anaconda choke. So let's check it out.
Regards anaconda versus leg takedowns. The idea is we're not going to hit the anaconda as long as our opponent has his hands connected to each other or connected to our leg. The idea is to split his hands apart and get his hands.
If you don't know who Danaher is, he's like the best coach.
Effective. The anaconda is at its least effective when your opponent's hands are still connected to each other and he has a good grip on your leg. The best way for us
We're going to skip a little
bit
of the audio. Here we go.
About body can be on either side. So he goes to make
so he down blocks with the front arm. Actually, both arms.
So we stop him getting to the legs with that down block action. Now from here we convert into front headlock. Your opponent's going to be trying to pull away from you. So your whole thing from here is to pull his elbow down to the mat. Once this occurs, we can go in several different directions. The two most important by far will be, as you probably remember from earlier in the video, getting our elbow behind our training partner's arm, locking our hands, rolling through into the G position and finishing like so. Your second alternative, training partner's in front of us. From here he goes to make his shot. We got everything down to the mat. Once again, we'll get the elbow down to the floor. The second method will be to grip with a 5-finger grip, and then from here, break him down in the opposite direction. As a result, we're able to trap our training partner's arms, walk through, and go into the anaconda. So what are the key?
Awesome. These are all great attacks, especially if you're going against someone with good wrestling. Anaconda choke, guillotine, triangle, and whatever that move that other guy did in that last video. Whatever that move was, it was kind of like an Ezekiel collar choke. I couldn't tell. But yeah, you got to have some good options from these positions. You know, counter wrestling is, this is what all the MMA guys be doing because they don't really care about the wrestling or their jiu-jitsu that much. So they learn how to counter most things. So it's very effective, very effective. Now we're on Reddit. It says brown belts and black belts. What do you still suck at? I mean, yeah, we all still suck at stuff, even if you're a black belt. I'm a brown belt with nearly 12 years of training under my belt. I was talking with some of the blue and purple belts at my school the other day. They were talking about the intricacies of the K-guard. And I realized I couldn't teach a lesson on K-guard. Well, yeah. Somebody kind of called me out in one of the comments. They're like, I was talking about some brown belt. And I was like, yeah, man, he couldn't teach you how to use the grips and the gi. And he's like, well, competitors don't need to know this stuff. But realistically, if you're a competitor, listen, you got to be able to teach, bro. Every competitor can teach. Let's see, Jozef Chen, Craig Jones, Gordon Ryan, anybody that's a competitor, even the Rotulos, they got to teach. As part of the business, you got to learn how to teach and instruct. You can't just be a competitor by itself. You're still going to have to do seminars, right? Or are you just going to pass up that money? You're not going to do seminars. You're just going to compete. Well, you're a fool. That's what you do. You're a fool if you just compete and you're leaving this money on the table. All right, end of my rant. He said it got me thinking about the things I still don't have a deep understanding of jiu-jitsu, understanding in jiu-jitsu, understanding of in jiu-jitsu. Listen, nobody's mastered everything, but you can specialize, and then the stuff you don't know, you go learn, instructionals, seminars, private lessons, whatever. I have my solid game and enough techniques to switch things up. That's all you need, bro. things I can and can't do, things I can do and teach full lessons on. That's great. That said, there are a bunch of things I suck at. For me, it's the newer guards like K-guard and worm guard. Listen, those things aren't that new. They are newer, but they've been around for a couple years. Maybe start working on them, you know. I still suck at passing deep half. Deep half is hard to pass, depending on who you're working with. You know, you're not going to pass Bernardo Frias deep half, right? And breaking the lasso guard depends on whose lasso you're going against. What are your things that, despite having a lot of time in jiu-jitsu, you just can't wrap your head around? Well, the good thing about jiu-jitsu is that you can study and improve. Let's see. One guy says, I'm still behind in the leg lock game. I feel I mostly trained gi up until a few years ago. I do okay. I understand basic attacks and counters that keep me safe against a lot of people, but if they are good with the legs, I'm screwed. Well, you put time into it. You're not magically going to understand this stuff. You got to put time into understanding. For me, leg locks are just not satisfying the finish. Well, you know, it's just a move. So since I never bothered to get good at them, it actually doesn't count if you catch me with a leg lock. Okay. This guy said I never finished a Darce choke in a live roll. Maybe you got short arms. My professor fixed my personal issue with these, pointing out where the leverage comes from. Say I'm choking with my right arm. I don't want to get into the details, but practice. Grab a partner and practice your choking mechanics. You guys think you're just going to understand things just from watching? You got to practice. Go drill the moves. You know the stuff you guys hate to do, the drilling and the ecological training? Go test it out. Guillotines, yeah. The number of times I've gotten a basic armbar from guard, I could definitely count on one hand. Well, you're a brown belt. Go practice. Go practice. You guys know those videos I post on my other channel? Man, a lot of times I'll go and try the techniques. Even if I can't, do the moves, I'm still going to try and see, okay, well, I'm having issues here. I'm having issues there. Try different techniques, guys. You guys get in this rut where you do the same game all the time. But you already know what you're weak at. You can't do K-guard. You can't pass the deep half guard. You can't finish arm bars from close guard. Well, spend some time. Take 2 months and just work that technique. Man, you guys got to explore a little bit of this jiu-jitsu, man. You guys doing the same old stuff. To be honest, the more you learn, you'll think you know very little. It seems every time I learn something from a specialist in that area, I feel as though I know little. That is true. It's all relative. The main thing is to keep the journey a learning one. You'll always have stuff to work on or weak areas if you keep that mindset. That's perfect. I don't need to say anything else. That's it. You keep that white belt learning mindset. Keep that mindset of wanting to improve, learning new techniques. That's all, man. That's how you stay training in jiu-jitsu for a long time. If you do the same stuff every day, you burn out. You're not gonna enjoy this art form. All right, let's get out of there before I get upset. So we got we're on Flow Grappling. Shout out to Flow Grappling. It says learn how Pedro Marinho maintains connection with his opponents. Okay, that's awesome. Let's see how he can maintain a connection.
All right, Pedro. So anything just immediately where you're like, that stood out to you, where you're like, all right, these are some places you can kind of start fixing some holes or anything?
I would say just make more grips. Sometimes I feel too much here without connect.
Yeah.
One thing I like a lot is keeping, moving in, catching. Always try to get under the guy.
So this is more, you get this more from gi people using the grips, even in no gi.
The retention won't be that effective over time.
Yeah.
Right? So once you start doing that, I would start more. Push, connect, move.
And once you get connection, actually latching onto it.
Not just stay here, maybe try stand up or move. The way I can make kind of you step, right? Here, you're defending that one. Boom, whoa, rest go up.
Gotcha.
Alright, so move.
So I will say the gi practitioners tend to have better gripping in no gi as well.
These make more grips, especially no gi that is always sleeping.
Yeah.
So type of grips that you're able to really catch, moving under. I feel every time you want, you have so many options, You can go X, right? Start the key guard things, you know, like straight ankles, all that.
Yeah.
Feel like when you're able to connect with that grip, it's easier.
Yeah.
It's hard when the guy is moving.
Right.
You always like facing him. You need to face again. How long you gonna?
Yeah.
When you pass, I wanna pass. I wanna always create that, generate that. Moving side to side to get you overwhelmed, and like approach from there.
Gotcha.
Because like, get a point that even when you're able to catch something, you're so overwhelmed already, like, oh, I catch something, that you don't even think about the position.
Right.
You know, you're more like, oh, I catch something. And for me, it's already like, okay, he catches that, but he knows fully that. You know, so.
Not using it once I get in stuff. I think you are right. I do feel like I'm just doing a lot of like maintaining distance and like
it's very good.
keeping you in front, but I'm not
on,
actively
Trey.
using a guard in any way.
Because like, it's the way that you kind of stop me a little bit. You know, especially if you go against somebody like me, like more explosive, you want to slow them down, right?
Gotcha.
So it's kind of the idea how I see playing out in your.
Gotcha.
But it's very good, brother.
Hey,
I know
go.
he was taking it easy on me as well.
Yeah.
He can not make me look good. I told him before. I say, brother, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I'll take that Gracie Baja check afterwards.
So yeah, grips, guys. It's important, grips. There's a wrestling video I want to pull up if I can, but it's like one of the Japanese wrestlers. He was an American was training with one of the Japanese wrestlers, and they were like, man, his grips are always, he's always like testing and pushing. I'll look for that. Before then, we got let's see, Marcelo Garcia rolling with 10 Planet Black Belt. Scott Epstein, I don't know that guy. Was he black belt under Marcelo Garcia? Let's check him out. Under Eddie Bravo, sorry, not Marcelo. I mean, Marcelo trains in the gi, guys, and he's the best in no-gi. Is that saying something? I don't know, maybe. I would say Marcelo's not a very gi grip dependent grappler, so that helps him. Even though I was saying it was bad with the other guy in the last video. Hey, let me rewind that. How do you do that? How'd you hit that, Marcelo? He was on the elbow, and I think he just switched immediately. Oh, he did 2-on-1. He just pushed it across. I still say nobody beating Marcelo in no-gi. Like 77 right now, 77 kilograms. Not even Mikagawa. PJ Barge. Yeah, none of those guys. They ain't beating him. They can't beat Marcelo right now. North-south choke. Heck, we can't even finish that north-south choke. I can finish it in a little bit, but not consistently. Consistently like Marcelo. Nice. That's pretty calming. I love watching Marcelo. So back on Reddit, I had my very first day of jiu-jitsu today. I am 29, female, and my daughters have been taking BJJ for almost a year. My 8-year-old just got her third stripe. Her third white stripe on her new white belt. and will be competing in her first competition this May. Oh, good luck. My 5-year-old just started this week. I had my first ever class today, and wow, this is crazy. I was partners with a girl who was only 15, and she was kicking my butt. She was a great training partner though. She was talking me through my movements, and then other times she would totally choke me out. I am already sore, but excited to learn more and get more into shape. Thankfully, I learned some things from watching my daughter, but putting them into action was difficult. One of my friends from high school, male 29, came to spar with me, and he totally flipped me around and took me out. I just had to share with you all my interesting experience. I felt like I was ready to throw up after. Oh, was she the one throwing up in the last video? That's great, man. I'm happy to see new people getting started. And she is rolling. Apparently she was rolling. Someone says, welcome to the family. I hope you get as much joy from it as I have. It can have a profound impact on various aspects of your life. It was definitely interesting to be on the mat side of things. Great fun. Definitely more of a game of cat and mouse than I expected. But honestly, I have no idea what I expected it to be like. So it's really not easy to explain. It really just takes time to get good though. 3 to 4 classes a week will pretty much guarantee progression you can take pride in. It doesn't matter as long as you enjoy it. So I think 3 to 4 times is too much. Listening to this black belt guy, you're gonna get injured. Don't listen to this dude. I'm sorry, bro. She's a new person starting out. Doesn't sound like she did any martial arts or anything before. She should be doing 1 to 2 times a week maximum. Okay, 3 to 4 times a week. We've seen some other posters like this. They burn out. They get injured. This lady, she just started. She get injured. She's gonna quit. She's gonna stop. So let's scale it down 1 to 2 times a week. Okay, and no crazy rolling. She shouldn't be rolling with, any big guys or any crazy dudes or whoever. All right, so, man, I see posts like this, guys like this. He's a black belt, but he's like, yeah, 3 to 4 times. Yeah, you're gonna progress. Listen, just keep her healthy. Keep her healthy. I'm hoping to start with 2 classes a week. This is the poster, right? Okay, so she's smart. She's not listening to that dude. Exactly. Don't listen to that dude. 2 classes a week. That's great. And then maybe get more time in this summer. That is perfect. Some of these guys will tell you to start training twice a day, 3 to 4 times. No, just slow progression, not quick progression. I think a lot of guys want that quick progression. I mean, and then they get injured, then they quit. So listen, go slow. Guys, if you're talking to new people, tell them to go slow. That's my advice to all you guys. Go slow. Don't listen to these crazy guys that training 5 times a week, 6 times a week, 7 times right from the jump. Okay, go slow. Start slow. All right. Listen, but you said wait. Now the dude's switching up. He's like, start slow, but dude, you said 3 to 4 times a week. That ain't slow. That's what most blue belts are training. Yeah, you need a voice of reason on this Reddit sometimes, because some of these guys ain't gonna tell you the right stuff, man. Some of these guys online, they're gonna tell you some crazy stuff, man. Me included. Sometimes I say some crazy stuff. BJJ is one of the few sports where it seems like the kids get their parents into it. Yeah, parents, train with your kids. If you have a kid training, there's no reason you shouldn't be on that mat unless you have some health issues or something. Go spend some time with your kids. What other sport can you just play around with your kids and it's fine? Rather than the other way around. How does it feel knowing that your daughter will probably always be a little bit ahead of you? That's okay. She says, just fine. I want her to grow into a tiny, respectable superhero. Badass. That's what she put. I'm trying to edit it myself a little bit. I want them to gain experience in competitions and such. This is their first team sport, which I think is important for kids at least once. They took dance class for years and it wasn't for them. Jiu-jitsu was almost like my daughter had a natural skill for, unlike dancing. For me, I want to get back into shape and have fun. So because you're doing jiu-jitsu 1 to 2 times a week, you might be slower getting into better shape, but you will get stronger. It might not show physically, immediately. It's going to take time. I suggest you also implement some dieting and some other exercise, focusing more on conditioning as well. Not anything crazy. It could be light walking, light running, light biking. So just add that on the days where you can't train, or the other days when you're not training. Okay, so that's great to see. It's great to see new people starting out, and if you have someone new starting out, man, take care of them, make them feel invited, make sure they don't train too hard and get injured and want to quit. So we want to keep those people in the sport.
Owen reminded us.
So now we got Jozef Chen, and he's with Kenta Iwamoto, and they're talking about dialogue. Not like dialogue in a movie, but dialogue with your training partners.
Talk about Kenta's bear trap. I think it was selectively removed from my memory via my subconscious. Yeah. So I once was able to enter the bear trap, right? It's terrible. I remember it happened in a round before with us, and we were there for I don't know how long.
Yeah.
But when we were doing this, I'm like, okay, I give up. I'm not going to go to. Where it's like.
So they're just talking about the technique,
to assist. So we're here.
giving feedback,
Yeah, first I
communication, guys. That's all it is.
really be able to
Communication.
not let you step over this one. And then I did I assisted with this and actually held the ankle.
A dab.
And then
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna rage quit.
Yeah.
it's not like I can do anything if you keep upper body. Like there's nothing much I can do unless
So they're just
you
talking
release
through the
it,
technique.
and then I can start.
Apparently,
converting
Kenta did
to
something
thrusters,
Joseph wasn't
If
prepared
you
for.
just hold, I'm not gonna be able to do anything.
But I can't do anything as well.
Yeah.
You know? You remember I was trying to do this, and I'm like, bro, I just can't do.
Yeah.
I feel like I should either move this way. I can either do this
Yeah.
or step over.
Yeah.
Or I have to concede just a little bit on the side to
I
try
mean, the fact that
to extract away from it. Otherwise, it's you negate all my forward pressure.
Joseph Chen has to tell you guys to use dialogue is very telling. And that I think a lot about Reddit, because you guys don't talk. Instead of talking to your instructors, your coaches, you just guys go straight online, and all that could have been solved if you just use some dialogue with your coaches. Talk to your training partners, talk to your coaches. If they're doing something crazy, be like, hey man, that was very crazy. Why are you doing that? Or if someone's stinky, hey man, you're stinky. Why? Go shower. Don't be afraid to have these conversations, or go to the coach and let the coach have those conversations. But yeah, dialogue, it makes sense. You talk about the techniques you're working on, and you get feedback and you adjust. That makes sense, but we gotta tell you guys to do it directly. Back on Reddit, it says, why do some gyms make white belts wait so long to roll? And kind of going back to the other post on Reddit, is so they don't get injured and quit. That's it. White belts are the first people to quit. And a lot of times that first injury, that first burnout, that first scare, they're going to quit. I was just talking to a friend and told him I have been training BJJ for a few years now. And he said, oh, I trained jiu-jitsu for a while. I was surprised because I had no idea. So I started asking him questions, and he said, but I never got to the point where I could roll. He's at a Gracie gym. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, I was training for 4 to 5 months, and they have a rule where you can't roll until you have 2 stripes or something crazy, like 50 hours in class. Different schools do different things. I think that it's so stupid and ridiculous. How is anyone supposed to learn anything if they can't roll? I get it. If it's like 2 or 3 classes so that people can gain a very basic understanding of how things work. Listen, nobody understands things in 2 to 3 classes, bro. That's why they do the 2 stripes. People don't understand anything in a couple weeks or months of training. But more than that is just stupid. This guy don't have a school. In my gym, you can roll from day 1, white belt. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, that works for some guys. But man, I've seen some white belts, wrestlers and stuff. They start rolling day 1. I'm like, bro, that guy should be rolling. Because they're so crazy. They don't know anything, and they're more dangerous because they had some skills from back in the day, but they don't have any control. They don't have any technique. So usually they just injure themselves or they injure your students. There is some balance. I'm trying to work on that balance of not having people roll. And then of course you still want to have people rolling, but think about your retention. And usually people start rolling early on. If they're crazy, which is probably 1% of people, 5% at tops, they might stay. But then the rest of the people, you're going to see it. People come in, they try the class, they roll. Most of those people don't stay, right? But I think if you ease them into rolling, I'm not saying 50 hours or 2 stripes, but I will say the schools that use those systems, they have better retention. So it's like 2 different things. It's like a couple different things happening. You have the business side where you want people to come to your school, try out the program and sign up, stay. and keep training. And then you have the other side where you want people to be good. You want them rolling. But most people aren't going to be good initially. They're going to suck. They're going to burn out. They're going to get injured early. And then they're going to quit. So you're trying to balance both not rolling too fast, but also being a legitimate program. So that is tough. As an instructor, you have to figure out the best system for you. But if you see you're losing students all the time, it might be time to try something different. Let's see. Generous explanation. They want you. Well, he said it. Going back up to him, he says, "Granted, I train at a well-mannered gym, and we have killers for sure, but we don't really have any psycho, bloodthirsty meatheads, and don't care if they hurt people." Well, most gyms aren't like that. Most gyms aren't like that. He says they want you to know enough to not hurt yourself and others and have basic breakfall down. Yeah, some of these crazy guys shouldn't be training immediately. They need to learn you gotta instill in them some safeguards. And I know it's harder with the smaller schools, but man, some of these guys, what I used to do when I was coaching, I would be like, hey, just watch. first couple classes, first class, I'd be like, hey, watch. Watch, okay, and then sign up. We'll get you rolling once you sign up. But yeah, it almost doesn't make sense for people that haven't signed up to be rolling, right? I think you should let them watch the class, especially new people. 100%. I knew a girl who got thrown and didn't know how to side break fall, so she only did back break fall. She landed wrong and broke her shoulder and her arm. I visited her in the hospital and she's done. Yeah, a new person gets injured like that, they're going to quit. Yeah, I mean, most of these schools, they do onboarding. I think we had to do that at Alliance 4.0. I think we did onboarding. So the first class they would do was a one-on-one with the coach. You learn to break fall. You learn how to properly roll forward, backwards, how to stand in base. And all that stuff is important because it keeps you safe, But if you throw people just into the class, they got no experience, they're crazy, they get injured, they quit. I mean, it's a basic system. There's a difference between letting beginners roll and letting them practice stand-up. Takedowns are by far the most dangerous part. Well, you can do takedowns safely, in a controlled environment with a crash pad. They shouldn't be doing randori. They shouldn't be going takedowns live training, but they can practice some takedown training. That's actually really great for helping people understand the importance of jiu-jitsu. So if you ever watch the Gracies, they're going to give you the family spiel. They're going to tell you about how their family created jiu-jitsu and how you have to explain to people why we go to the ground. But if you just start on the ground, it doesn't make any sense. So you got to relate things to a plane that they're used to, standing on 2 feet. Okay, so the person takes you down, boom, now you're on the ground. Now this is why you have to learn jiu-jitsu, so you learn how to be safe on the ground. And then you get these wrestlers. I mean, you gotta remember, wrestlers are a different breed of people. They're not always right in their brain. As someone who started with wrestling, my brain melted reading that. No way I can accept that starting standing is the problem. Having an absolute beginner paired up with a crazy guy who doesn't know how to properly take someone down or how to do throws and using them is obviously the problem. I've taught beginner jiu-jitsu and wrestling and striking and pretty much anything you can think of. It's the coach's responsibility to pair the beginners up with good and safe training partners. That's true. Or just roll with beginners themselves. That's true. If you didn't teach the beginner any takedowns, then they shouldn't start standing anyways, because there's no point. But takedowns aren't dangerous. Yeah, takedowns. Yeah, bad partners are dangerous. Yeah, well, that's everything. It's never the tool that's dangerous. It's the person using the tool. But yeah, I think more instructors should do the onboarding. Teach the people techniques going before they start training. Teach them techniques beforehand. How to break fall. What are takedowns? What are submissions? Give them the history of what they're doing.
You just laid out.
Now we got building a successful kids program. We're not going to watch all of this, but I just want you guys to get a little bit, eventually after a year or two, some of this stuff might settle in a little bit, hopefully.
an amazing, not even business plan, but the vision of a business, how successful it could be, teaching teachers and all those future leaders within that same club on like how to build it right there.
You're from the last time I checked in martial arts, so you've taught a lot of kids classes in your days. How does training a 5-year-old different than training somebody in the adult classes? Like what is that
Shouldn't be a
structure
difference.
like? Is there things that are
Just more
different,
games
things that are the same?
Well, yeah, I've been teaching kids pretty much my whole career, and it's definitely one of my most favorite parts of my career is having that opportunity to teach children. One of the things that I like to kind of consider when I teach children is a good kind of motto is, who could you have been, or who would you want to be to meet when you were a child? And that's the
I kind of
person
want to hear
you
more
want to
about the
be.
business, a little bit more.
Help teach children. Also, so much fun. I think where a lot of instructors struggle when it comes to teaching children is they themselves don't have structure and they don't have a vision. My vision for when I'm teaching children, as I said, is I want them to be their own superhero. So I have to do it first. I have to be my own superhero. So I act a certain way, and I am confident when they teach children, but I want them to have fun. I want them to love it. Like just
Yeah, you heard them,
about
guys. Have fun
government
teaching
in
kids.
Ontario, all that stuff. I'm very excited. We get to run our summer camps. When I heard that announcement that we could do summer camp, you have no idea how big of a deal that is for me, because it's not just about getting kids in my gym, but also I have countless teenagers who are volunteering and they're going to be working and running my summer camp. So all these youth who have not gone to school this entire time, most high school students have not gone to school. They've been doing online learning this whole time. I have a whole army of youth who are going to be working and running my summer camp. And those are the individuals I work with. So I work with the teenagers, the young adults, basically from 13 to in their early 20s.
Get them young guys helping.
The people I'm
These
working
young people.
with, and they are working with the children. And so I've created this leadership model where I help very young children grow, learn how to be responsible, how to lead, and develop skills where they can actually run and teach a class themselves. Your child's future. This 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old that's teaching your child right now, guess what? That's what your 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old is going to become. And then what do you think the parents do? They throw money at me. They're like, yeah, let's go. Like, they're like, teach my child, get them on the path. Let's do this.
Just shut up and take my money.
and I really mean it. And a lot of these youth either become some of my best competitors and they're competing all over the world, or they become some of my main instructors running the program, or they go on to university, they crush it, they go on to some career, they crush it. So anyways,
think about your youth programs, guys. That's where your future champions, your future instructors, your future model citizens, that's where they come from. And think about, getting the youth, he said, getting like the teenagers involved. If you're running a kids program, you want teenagers, you want young people around. And it's good for them because they're closer in age to the kids, but also they can help you. And it gives the little kids someone to look up to, those teenagers. And it keeps the teenagers out of trouble, give them something to do, and develop a skill, develop a good skill, leadership skill. They're going to learn how to talk, how to communicate, effectively, in a leadership position. How many teenagers do you know are in a leadership position? But in the martial arts programs, they can have a lot more responsibility. They can make a little bit of money too, and then stay out of trouble. That's what we want those kids. We want those kids to stay out of trouble and stay focused. If they're always in the if they're always in the gym, man, they can't be in trouble, right? They can't get in trouble. And this is a quick video, but we're gonna look at that's a good one too. I think I've seen this one before. I'm going to say that one. We're going to look at another gym tour. You guys know I love my gym tours. Actually, before the gym tour, what else do we have to do, guys? What did Alec forget to do? What did I forget to do? I forgot to talk about our sponsors for today. Let me go ahead and pull up the sponsors. So you guys know where's our sponsors at? Are there any sponsors right now? Where are the sponsors at? Where are our sponsors?
Crazy Nelson here.
Crazy
Tell
Nelson.
you about invertedgear.com holiday
Crazy
sale.
Nelson.
Crazy sale ever. Taking 25% off your entire order. We got white keys. We got black keys.
Crazy Nelson.
We got
Great geese.
We got geese in every size you can imagine. Want stuff?
All right, Crazy Nelson. Crazy Nelson. I'm gonna film a new Crazy Nelson video. If you guys want to see a new Crazy Nelson video, let me know in the comments section. Maybe we can make that happen. I actually like this commercial a little bit better than Crazy Nelson's commercial. Hey. I'll be rocking out to this one. Inverted gear, you guys know offer code Alec. I mean, come on, guys. What else is there to talk about? Offer code Alec. Get your inverted gear. Hey, inverted gear. Hey, get your panda. Join Panda Nation today. Join the pandas. Awesome. So that was inverted gear. Inverted gear. I don't know why I say it like that, but I enjoy it. And in the Bjj Mental Models, you guys know we got Bjj Mental Models on tap.
Hey, welcome to Bjj Mental Model.
Oh, you guys know my favorite thing about Bjj Mental Models is that you get so much value.
That is an awesome perk. I am not aware of anyone else with the kind of value stack that we provide here. A Yoga for BJJ membership is just an incredible asset to have in your back pocket when it comes to improving your flexibility, assisting with your recovery, rehabbing for injuries. You're probably familiar with the name Yoga for BJJ because they're such a prominent resource in the space. Mm-hmm. Again, join BJJ Mental Models Premium and you get free access to that as long as you are a BJJ Mental Models Premium subscriber. So definitely recommend checking that out.
And of course, they got the coaching tier. We got to look at a breakdown of the coaching tier. Would you guys like to see a breakdown of the coaching tier? I think I got something somewhere. I mean, you got just so much value.
So if you have been, like so many other people, ask.
So much value. We're going to take a look at one of those coaching tiers. Maybe, I don't know if at the end of this video or whatever, we might take a look at that. If you guys want to see some coaching tier videos, let me know in the comments. I'm not on there, but I can always roast your videos for free on here. Yo, I'll roast your videos. Man, what was this guy thinking? Why did he do that? So yeah, we're looking at a gym tour. It says Fight Zone London. I believe they are a Checkmat affiliate. I could be wrong. Let's see.
Kaya here. I'm going to introduce to you today Fight Zone London gym here, Bethnal Green, East London. Come and see. Come and check with me. So here's our entrance, main door. We're already in Halloween spirit, as you can see.
Sorry, guys.
This is our reception where we have our gear, our kimonos, all the stuff.
So see
Monica,
the designated area, little reception area. Some of you guys need a reception girl, but make sure they don't hit on the girl though.
Having a class here, come on. We're just finishing a Muay Thai introductory session here. There's a few people, they're gonna start now, right? This is our striking conditioning area where we do our Muay Thai, boxing, and strength and conditioning classes. Here's our staff room where the guys hang out during the day. This is Jose, our Muay Thai coach. And
glad he had
here's
clothes
our
on.
changing rooms. That's Carlota doing an introductory class, Muay Thai. This is our changing rooms.
Oh wow, they got a ton of space.
Male changing room. And I'll take you guys to our second floor here, where we do our grappling and MMA.
I thought they were a check mat, but maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong, guys.
Right here, this is our second floor.
Is this where Nia trained at? Let me know,
This
Christian.
is a bit
I don't know
quieter
if Christian's
during the
watching
day
this,
where
but
we
I
do
think this is
like
where Nia
private
trained at.
sessions, like competitors training. And it's where we do our MMA and grappling training. We have the walls and wrestling as well. Now is the wrestling class starting. Nice, yeah. Right, so then we move on to the grappling mat, to the jiu-jitsu mats, where we just do jiu-jitsu in those mats. So we access through here, right? People go check in.
Yeah, people be getting lost down there.
Go through this door.
Reminds me of Fighter Center. You
Where
get
we
lost.
keep our bike. Members keep their bikes. See a very cool bike here. And yeah, this is where the jiu-jitsu mats are. This is where we train.
They're trying to get out the camera.
And this is our trophy room. A lot of sweat,
London Open.
tears,
yes.
hard work. And
Shout out to Crystal
a lot of
Palace.
good
If you know about
memories,
Crystal
a lot of
Palace,
history.
who knows about the Crystal Palace, guys?
Yeah.
What you know about
this is
Crystal
our
Palace?
Proud spot. All the memories, all the tournaments, all the competitions we won and we did. So all the guys probably, they walk in and they remember a lot about all them, all the team, everyone is part of it. So yeah, very proud. This is our the toilets here, just for the jiu-jitsu area.
And it's got to be hard to clean everything up over there, man.
We
There's
have
so
a
many
beginner
little
session
nooks and
going on
crannies.
now with Professor James. This is our beginner session in the morning.
Oh, wow. Look at the beginners class, man. They're doing
And
basics,
here's our
guys.
office.
They're not doing fancy stuff. And then the seating. Ooh, I like the seating and shelving together, mixed use. Don't go in the girls' room.
Sorry, anyone there? Okay, this is our girls' changing room. The girls are getting ready. And this is our office. It's a bit where I keep our
Right next to the
keys, all
jiu-jitsu.
the ideas. We think about program the classes and everything. It's where we get changed sometimes as well.
Yes, I guess his son.
Yeah, so this is our gym. We've been here for 12 years. We opened for 12 years. I always try to have like a very friendly environment, but always like focus a lot in competitions and kids. We have a lot of big kids program.
Guys,
last
kids,
year,
come on, guys.
obviously our team won the
Invest in your kids'
IWF
programs, guys. Come on.
Champions. But yeah, this is what we do. We have classes all through the day. We start at 7 a.m. We have a break. There is the last class in the morning. Lunch times finish at 1:45. And then at 4 p.m. we start again till 9:45. So we have a very busy schedule. Obviously, we do jiu-jitsu. Most of our classes like through the timetable, but we offer Muay Thai, boxing, wrestling, MMA, and strength and conditioning. So
And look at
we've been doing
the
a good
values
job,
in all the classes,
and
guys.
Very proud of the
Amenities,
facilities
mats.
and the people we have training. We have a lot of black belts, people that started here as white belts and now black belts. They teach here for me as well. They help me teach and run the gym. So we're very proud of what we've been achieving. And that's it. We want more and keep growing and
Yeah, that's great.
become bigger, maybe.
Yeah, I think you're big enough. And also think about your community. I was talking to shout out to Matt Daniel. We were talking about, the strength of a jiu-jitsu school is that it builds a community. That's what people really want. I mean, some people, crazy people want to compete and stuff like that, but overall, people want to be a part of a community. So how can you facilitate that? Okay. Like, what can you do to facilitate that? Think about that, guys. So I want to go back to the Bjj Mental Models. If I can find is it still open? Oh, it's still open. Is it open? Didn't seem like it wants to come open. Come on. Where are you? Yeah. I'm trying to get it open, but I really want to see one of those breakdowns. I think that'll help you guys. If I can't get it, we can. Oh, there we go. So we're actually going to watch one of those breakdowns.
Subscriber saying that, and there's 1 hour or 1.5 hours of class time. It doesn't matter how good your instructor is. You simply will not get a lot of dedicated one-on-one time with that person. I mean, how much time do you really get every class? Subscribers around the world who do this on ADCC, you effectively are coaching. You can leave at any time.
Where is it?
If you're, what I'm going to do is experiences in my life is deliver.
You know what? Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. I know how to find it. You guys can't see the back end of here. Pause on that, but I had to find different videos and stuff like that. Where are you? Luckily, I put a lot of stuff down before. Let's check out one. Let's look at Margot. I think we can get Margot on here. Let's see. Can I get Margot on here?
All right, let's take a look at
her.
this.
Give me 1 second, guys. So we got Margot coaching. I don't know if you guys can even see it. Yeah. Let's put that under me. There we go. So she's actually reviewing someone's footage. I don't know if she actually talks. Are you going to talk, Marco?
Look at strategies
there we
in
go.
order to pull guards faster. I think the way your hands are arranged currently for the grips, like predominantly you can already have an effective guard pull.
So, they're watching the match. Basically what I do when I'm watching videos, and then they break it down for you.
We
what
go
you
back
need to
a
work
couple
on.
of frames. Like we enter a situation where we are basically countering the takedown that forces you to guard pull. So you're not pulling on your own terms here.
Yeah, they're not pulling their own terms at all.
And that is also going to increase the difficulty of you being able to sweep because you're consuming your energy in order to recompose your guard.
So thank you, Margot. Yeah, so, I think that Bjj Mental Model is premium, guys. Go for it, guys. Yeah, like I said, I'm not on there, but they have some really great athletes that can give you some really good feedback. Some of you guys need that feedback. And I think some of you brown belts and black belts might need some feedback, especially if you don't have coaching. And, it's good to get feedback. If you don't have access to high-level people near you, you can go online, man. Everything's convenient now, right? So check out that Bjj Mental Models, offer code ALEC, wherever that is. There you go. Move my offer code over. I don't even think you guys can see that. Offer code ALEC, and in Inverted Gear, offer code ALEC as well. And that's it, guys. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Hope you guys enjoying these videos. I enjoy making them, even when I piss people off. I'm still like, no ill will, except for people on Reddit. Nah, I like you guys. And that's it, guys. Take care and stay out of trouble. Stay out of trouble. Keep training. Keep it playful, guys. Keep it playful. All right. Bye bye.